watching college volleyball on the SEC Network, coming to you from the Newell Grissom Building in Starkville as the Bulldogs of Mississippi State host the Tigers of LSU. Alongside Anna Nelson, I'm Cody Blazak, joining you for an early SEC matchup between the Tigers and the Bulldogs. Mississippi State coming into this one 1-0 in conference play, while LSU just 0-2, has not hit the stride they're looking to hit yet.
Yeah, LSU coming in here to hopefully get one win, hopefully two for their rankings this weekend, and one player to look for, Journey Robinson and Ortega, really rallying around those two from Coach Johnson to get this team going this afternoon.
One to look around across the nation is Journey Robinson. Just what she's done this season on the attacking end, second in the nation on kills, something special. Yeah, you'll hear her name a lot this season, not just for the LSU Tigers, but for the NCAA and the SEC conference in itself. Has 6 double-doubles and 6 20-kill performances in 9 matches that she's played this season. The team really rallies around her and really looks to her to score points in big moments when they need them. And from Mississippi State, Kaylin Newsome doing the same thing, not at national scale, but on an SEC scale, a lot of good numbers. Yeah, I mean, she's just completely come in from the transfer portal at Southeast Louisiana and just fit perfectly into this Bulldog lineup. The team rallies around her. They look to her for leadership, guidance, control, ball control, and a big arm at the end of the day. So no doubt in mind that she will have another great match this weekend. First serve is underway. Bailey Ortega for the Tigers. And an early point for LSU as well. Robinson with the attack. Yeah, nice swing by Robinson. You can tell she's going high off hands early against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. State is known for their blocking ability and their blocking talent that they have all across the net, not just one position. Their middles are strong, their right sides are strong, and their outside blockers are very strong as well. Robinson, once again, one of the best in the nation that the Bulldogs have to face up against offensively, and just showed them a little bit of the defense there as well. Yeah, if I'm the Bulldog team, I'm looking to keep the ball away from her as much as possible. Coming into this one, 224 kills for Journey Robinson, 23 blocks as well, and there's another one early on. I think the middle blocker and the right side blocker for the Bulldogs just a little bit late. She's a very springy athlete with a very quick arm, so you almost want to be early and pressed on her because she's going to swing fast and jump extremely high. This serve goes out of play, so the serving error gives the Bulldogs their first point of the set. It'll be Newsome to serve. The defense, you talk about the blocking for the Bulldogs, gets them their second in a row. Yeah, not only the blocking, but the great dig by Newsome. Even though there was a tiny bit of a hole in the Mississippi State blocking, Newsome fit into that hole perfectly and got that really hard driven ball up. And that's something that Coach Johnson for the Tigers said that they need to watch out for, is just to be patient with the ball, with the volleyball when it comes their way, and to be patient when it's their time to score against the Bulldogs, who is a very strong defensive team. Newsome sends the serve out of play, which brings Robinson to serve now. 10 aces on the season for her. Isn't going to get one here, and the block at the net by Jones. Pass maybe just a little bit tight for setter Erin Klein to get up. You see she went with one on that to avoid a net contact. 48th block of the season for Jessica Jones. Great play from Robinson. And LSU gets the point courtesy of Jade Demps. Yeah,
speed is working for the Tigers early on in this set. They're fast off of transition, and they're fast off in transition in defense. And I think Mississippi State might be lacking a little bit of that in this first set, and that's the difference.
Near side and the kill for Carly Schmidt. Bulldogs not having a real opportunity early on to get their offense set up. There was an instance of a little bit of light.
Yeah, Coach Julie Darty-Dennis coming up off the bench and looking at her athletes, telling them we're going high off the hands. Kind of a little bit of what Robinson has done to the Bulldogs early on.
That's 2 in a row for Schmidt. Trying to get the Bulldogs a little closer. We're down by 4, now down by 2.
That's one thing about this Bulldog team, is they're much so going to take the momentum and run with it. You can obviously tell they have great team chemistry in the way they celebrate each other and the way that they, you know, fight for each other in hard moments and good moments, and they just rally around each other. And you can tell with that momentum that they had from that 6-2 deficit.
The graduate outside hitter, once again, that's 3 in a row for her as the Bulldogs pull within 1. Marissa Smith continues to serve. Point is going to go to LSU. Jessica Jones to serve for LSU now. The freshman from Frisco, Texas. And off the hands of Piles, point for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Shackelford going high off of that left outside blocker's hand, just like Julie Darty-Dennis talked about early on. Go for those hands so you can open up a hole later on in the match.
7-6 early on. Cece Harness serving, and LSU answers right back. Demps, the senior. And Rebecca Walk gets her first kill of the match.
Now this is a point in time where the Bulldogs can capitalize on the fact that LSU Tigers runs that 5-1 offense with Ortega. She is a little bit undersized, a 5'9" setter. Playing in the SEC, it is much doable in the SEC, but having that second option right side is huge when you're playing big teams. So interesting to see how Kaylin Newsom will swing over the top of Ortega.
Near side block once again. Robinson, offensively and defensively, is here to play.
Yeah, you can just tell she's a strong athlete, you know, with her arm and as well with her jump and in her legs. She's got the vertical, she's got the manpower, and she's also got the grit behind it that makes her such a good player.
And now the other player we highlighted in the open, Newsom, answers right back to Robinson. Both of them going at it just a hair early on.
Yeah, definitely be a battle of the outsides. Not just this game, but the following games with good outsides against Kaylin Newsom.
The block for the Bulldogs looked like it was Smith. Robinson didn't use the power, and Smith makes them pay. LSU will go back up by 2, and Newsom and Neal couldn't get to it on the near side.
Yeah, I thought Blagojevich had that dig down pat. She was in the right spot. I think just at the last minute she made a quick change of her platform, and that was the difference of that shank compared to that good dig.
And now the serving error. So LSU not able to pull out to a large lead, but Mississippi State still can't find a way to get on top, as Aaron Klein will serve now.
Aaron Klein's been a constant server for this Bulldog roster. Although she might not have as many aces compared to some of their top servers on the team, she gets points for her team when she's back on the service line.
Here's Klein setting the attack up, the block, still alive. And off of Newsome, the kill for Jessica Jones.
You can tell early on LSU's trying to run their middles and get them going, not just rely on Robinson so much to create a little bit of a distraction point. People think they're going to go to Robinson defaultly and then sending that slide to get either a one-on-one or those hitters not ready to go up and block and get a mismatch alignment on the blocking.
Great effort from Blagojevich. Just a better answer from LSU as they go back up by 3. The setup in the block. Good dig from Neal, and now Newsome. Again, Newsome, and it finally pays off for Mississippi State.
A nice rally there. Everyone did their job that rally, whether it be from Klein playing some defense as a setter, whether it be Arissa Smith going up for a block and then having to immediately go back up and defend that tip, or McKenna Yates back there playing defense and then Kayla Newsome to put it away.
Newsome misses it in this instance, so back to the Tigers, who are back up 3 again.
We've had a couple uncharacteristic dig errors from Newsome and Blagojevich early on in the match. Maybe some nerves going into this match or just some pregame jitters. So seeing them get adjusted into defense will be good for them.
And the serve from Robinson is a serving error. Pull within 1. Arissa Smith continues to serve for Mississippi State, who trail by 1, and now trail by 2 off of the attack from LSU. They'll take an official timeout, and we'll step aside. The rest of set number 1 coming to you in just a moment. LSU head coach Tanya Johnson, her third season at LSU. Able to come back and coach at her alma mater. Helped LSU reach their first Final Four, and Jones continues to serve for the Tigers, and Schmidt is going to get the point for the Bulldogs. So Mississippi State once again pulls within one. Harness to serve. Off of the hands of Walk. Sets Walk up as well. And Yates not in time. Tigers extend the lead to 2 once again. So largest lead for the LSU, just about 3, and Mississippi State cannot tie it up. Gets it within 1 before LSU starts scoring again.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in that is the little things, whether that be Yates late on her defensive move to the left, or just like you see there with a set error from graduate transfer CC Harness. In those moments, it's crucial almost to do the little things right and do your job, whether that be setting, swinging, attacking, blocking, serving, whatever the case may be. If you do your job, you're going to have good results, and just focusing in on the little things, I think, has been the difference of the leads this first set. Nice dig by Newsome.
And there's Schmidt once again, able to get the offense going, her 6th of the set. Right back for LSU. So every time State gets a little momentum, the Tigers there to shut it down.
And I think the main difference is this is probably the first time the Bulldogs have seen this type of middle dynamic against the LSU Tigers. They're up quick, they swing, they have an incredibly fast arm, and they attack the ball extremely fast. And if you haven't been used to seeing that all season, if you have a slower middle blocker that's slower to the pin or slower to her approach, with a slower arm, it's going to be a little bit of a shock when you see middles with fast arm swings that are super agile.
2-point lead for the Tigers. And off of the serve, Mississippi State inches within 1.
That's a point with Mary Neal. She capitalized on the little things. She got her serve in exactly to where her coaches told her to, and it ended up with LSU making a serve-receive error.
There's Neal again, the sophomore, set up for Newsome. Now from the back line. And into the net for Newsome, so LSU takes it right back.
You can see the Bulldogs' game plan is to make Journey Robinson play defense and pull her in. You see she's there playing off-blocker defense in the middle of the court, and Newsome roll-shotting right over. That's to get her out of system in her momentum. If she has to come inside of the court to pass and then right back out to transition, it's going to throw her off a little bit naturally.
And what a play at the net from Harness. Just able to get a hand on it. Mississippi State will get the point off of it.
Aaron Klein back to serve.
The sophomore for the Bulldogs, and off of the hands of Newsome and Smith.
Newsome just tailing with that left hand a little bit. Going straight up with that left hand instead of pressing back to the 6th zone or to the setter. Makes it easy for that ball to be tooled.
take for Mississippi State.
Yeah, that ball had some heat on it. She hits the ball extremely hard. So being able to, one, as the ref, duck out of the way is pretty impressive. And two, making sure those Bulldog defense don't put their hands up for a ball that's going out.
I'm not sure if I was the ref, I'd be able to get out of the way of that ball. Tigers on top by 1.
Nice get by Yates.
And into the net from Schmidt. So back to LSU as they inch closer to that 25-point target. And a timeout taken by Mississippi State and head coach Julie Daugherty-Dennis. We'll take a break with them as well. Just a couple of points away from the end of this first set. Tigers on top, 21-19. LSU on top, 21-19 near the end of set 1, courtesy of Journey Robinson. 3 kills and 2 blocks to her name in this first set. Mississippi State, whenever they get some momentum, they can't keep it.
Right, and I think that comes down to playing clean. You see, in those last couple plays before the timeout, our outside hitters kind of made some silly mistakes, roll shotting into the top of the tape when the back row had their back.
The answer by Smith puts them within 1. Once again, Smith will also serve. So a good way to answer out of the timeout.
Yeah, now this has been a good serving rotation. When Arissa Smith has come back to serve, normally you don't see middle blockers having a super aggressive or consistent serve.
Now Lainey Piles answers for LSU.
Lainey Piles has been a good addition to the LSU Tiger roster and lineup this season, and just being able to bounce off of Robinson's tough swing and be able to produce just as much as Robinson has been good. One, pressure-wise for Robinson, so the whole team isn't on her back, but Coach Johnson talked earlier about how the other pins needed to get going and how they were relied on as well, and that Robinson can't do it on her own. So definitely seeing her buy into that this set.
Set far side, Shackelford. And off of the arm of Aaron Klein, Tigers up by 3 late in set 1. The freshman Sophie Bonifay is a timeout. Is taken once again by Mississippi State. Anna, what do the Bulldogs need to do to keep themselves in it with just about 2 points to go?
I'd say go back to the basics. Be able to serve the ball, keep it in the court, make the passers move back there from the serve reception line, and just do your job whenever the ball comes to you, whether that be passing a good ball in system, passing a perfect free ball, being in the right spot on defense and transitioning hard if you're a front row player, just doing the little things right. and in turn making the other team make the unforced errors. I think we've been holding in the category of unforced errors this set. I think we have been the winner of that matchup in errors this set, and I think that's an easy fix, and just staying focused in what you're doing in that moment in time, and don't get too high on your emotion and your adrenaline, and just play volleyball.
Mississippi State down 3 as the Bulldogs make their way back out onto the court. Carly Schmidt, 6 kills in this opening set. Newsom only with 2 is averaging just over 3 kills per set coming into this one. Again, 14th in the SEC. Need to get her going a little more. Bonifay with the serve. Rebecca Walk. Demps. Here's Schmidt. And a whistle. And that will be a point for Mississippi State.
That's what I mean by unforced errors. They did everything that they needed to do to get the ball over. And in turn, it turned out to be an LSU net violation. I think getting Beckham and Shackelford going this next set early on, no matter the outcome of this first set, whether it goes in the Tigers' favor or in the Bulldogs' favor, I think if they were to get their right sides open and available to where they're scoring points, I think that's a huge, huge difference in the next set score.
There's Robinson, but it's not going to matter. Mississippi State within 1.
Yep, so if you're a little confused at home about the call that was just made for the LSU Tigers, Jenny Robinson in the back row, getting set from the back row. Now, getting set in the back row is completely fine, but the problem is the rule says that you cannot cross over the front line, because then it would be considered a back row attack, almost going completely into the front row. So just, it's honestly a good problem to have for Robinson, in the aspect of she jumps extremely high, so she is way over the plane of the net. But in this aspect, it's not good, because it resulted in an unforced error.
Like you said, get back to the basics. That's what the Bulldogs have done. Unforced errors have given them the 2 to put them within 1. And now really anyone's game. Again, you have to win the set by 2, so we'll see where it goes from here. We've got ourselves a close set 1 between the Tigers and Mississippi State. $15 kills for LSU, 13 for Mississippi State. So Carly Schmidt has 7 kills now. Over half of the Bulldogs' kills for this first set.
Yeah, Carly Schmidt and Rebecca Walk, honestly, really the only hitters kind of producing this set. You have Arissa Smith hitting 200. She's been a little quiet towards the last half of this set. Ariana Beckham hitting in the negative, and Amina Shackelford hitting 0. So, I mean, that's the difference right there. But to be able to stay this close in a match where 3 of your hitters are kind of struggling to put points away really shows how strong the defense is for the Bulldogs.
CeCe Harness puts it in the net. So now set point for LSU. A little too much on the bump. Near side, out of play. Angelina Lee. And now Mississippi State still in it. So still set point as Schmidt will serve for the Bulldogs. If LSU grabs the point, they would take the set. If not, it'll be first to a 2-point lead. And it will be LSU taking set number 1, courtesy of Lee. 25-23. Tigers on top, and they take an early 1-0 lead. Set 2 coming your way after this.
Kayla Newsom going early on will help them out immensely.
Here's the attack near side. Guess who? Robinson with point number 1 for the Tigers.
I think Robinson might be the most explosive pin hitter that I've seen at home games and home series against the Bulldogs that they've played yet. And so that's a big adjustment to have to go from someone who might not be as explosive and quick to a very explosive, very athletic outside hitter.
Out of play off of Mary Neal from the attack from Demps.
Good attempt by Mary Neal. Good up, hard-driven ball by Demps. Just didn't go in the direction that it needed to go.
There's the attack from Schmidt, and it will pay off for the Bulldogs. That's number 8 for Carly Schmidt. There's Robinson once again. Bulldogs trying to keep it alive. They do. Newsom, and Newsom with the kill.
Yeah, smart play by Newsom. In somewhat of what could have been a really long rally, just cutting that rally out early and taking a high off-speed shot off of those hands and letting LSU take care of the rest with that tool. So that's a good swing by Newsom.
Newsom, the transfer from southeastern Louisiana, had 453 kills last season. Add another one there.
Yeah, getting going early on, something that we didn't see out of her the last set. Now 2 for 2, so already starting to flip the script for her performance this afternoon.
Blagojevich serving now and sends it into the net. Had some heat on it, just didn't have the height. Jessica Jones, the freshman, to serve for LSU. Robinson again.
Great by Blagojevich.
And off of the hands of, I believe it was Rebecca Walk.
Yeah, that's just a good swing.
Harness sets up Walk. Their side piles too much on it. Little too much power, sends it out of play. Mary Neal to serve. Off the net. LSU keeps it alive somehow. Blagojevich just has to send it over. And the kill once again from Lee.
Yeah, nicely executed free ball play by the Tigers. Free ball plays are almost like what we call birthday balls. They're free, easy points and easy opportunities to score on your opponent. And they really took that free ball play and executed it very well.
See LSU 7-0 this season when winning set 1. They've got 8 wins on the season. 5, good sign if you're a Tiger fan. The block, Harness the setup, and the kill. Say out of play, it'll go for LSU. No luck for Newsom.
Now this is a rotation where the Bulldogs want to get out of it quickly. And they have all the opportunity to get out quickly. You have Arissa Smith, you have Ariana Beckham, and you have Kayla Newsom front row. And then you have Setter Ortega on the front line for LSU. So if I were them, I'd try to get the ball quickly out to the outside pin and go down that line to really get a mismatch on the offense compared to the block defense of Ortega.
Jade Dems, the fifth-year senior, sends it into the net. Had 3 double-doubles last season, 16 starts. He's had a solid day. Already 4 kills for Demps before the serving error. There's Klein. Piles tries to put it into open space. Now resetting the offense, Robinson blocked. And out of play. I'll say it was in play, hit that back line. Or it was a deflection, excuse me.
Yeah, that was a nice swing.
Now Mississippi State trails by 2, similar to what happened in set number 1. The freshman from Keller, Texas. Set up and not enough on it from Newsom. And Mississippi State's offense really struggling.
Yeah, we've seen that error kind of happen really consistently this matchup today against the Tigers. Between Newsom and Smith, where they go up and their plan is to tip the ball, but there's just not enough gas to get even to the tape of the net.
Good save by Mississippi State. They get it over. Now a chance for the LSU offense. Off the hands of Smith. And a timeout for Mississippi State. 9-5 early on. Troubles with the offense for the Bulldogs. Rest of set number 2 coming your way after we step aside.
She would probably excel at any sport that she did just because of her blessed athleticism. But I think one thing that, people don't talk about enough is, yes, her physical, athleticism is a true gift to her, but you haven't seen her break composure one time tonight, whether they've been up, whether they've been down. She's been cool, calm, and collected. She hasn't gotten in her head if she's made a mistake, and she kind of just plays and has a short-term memory when it comes to mistakes. And I think that's been a big difference tonight for her team and how she can provide for her team.
Robinson from Simpsonville, South Carolina, only a sophomore. Last year, she became the 3rd player in LSU history to be named the AVCA South Freshman of the Year, was also named to the South All-Region team along with the SEC All-Freshman team. So a lot of accolades early in her young career. Amina Shackelford, however, has an answer.
Yeah, that just being her second kill and 9th attempt this entire match. So seeing her get more involved, that's her character right there. She just showed you with that last play. If she can do that more often and get the ball more often and put it away, the tide is going to shift for the Bulldogs.
Shackelford again with the block, led her team last year with 77 and adds another one here. Out of the timeout, Bulldogs a quick couple of answers, and Robinson sends it out of play. So now State with a little run of their own. Trying to set Robinson up again, and again it pays off.
Yeah, Rebecca Walk just not set up properly for Robinson. You see she's going inside that left hand of Rebecca Walk, painting almost that 10-foot line on the 4-5 seam on the court there. Tough shot to hit, but just one step to the left, and I think Rebecca Walk could have gotten a decent touch on that.
Ortega sends it out of play, so hands it right back to Mississippi State. The graduate Harness will serve. She led North Texas last year with 681 assists. Mississippi State, this Mississippi State team, at least a whole lot of transfers coming in and making a difference early on in this season.
Yeah, definitely have a huge veteran presence, but also their youngsters straight out of high school as a freshman have really made some huge impacts on this team too. One of those players being Lavero McKenna Yates, the freshman from Ocala, Florida.
So again, Robinson will serve. And blocked at the front of the net, Jessica Jones. Seven in purple, getting the best of 7 in white, and Rebecca Walk. Answering right back is Ariana Beckham, the junior. Beckham, another transfer on this Mississippi State team, at 351 kills last season at Florida Atlantic. So obviously at the end of set one, adjustments had to be made for the Bulldogs, who lost set number one, but still find themselves trailing in set number two, almost midway through.
Yeah, I think the Tigers just capitalizing on the Bulldogs' weaknesses this match, getting those hitters involved early, using Robinson as much as possible, but also Piles has been a huge impact on the team too. Having consistently open hitters that are ready to attack the ball and put the ball away, not just one person. I think that's been the difference all match.
The end of set number one, Carly Schmidt had 7 kills almost midway through set two, has only added 1 to that total, so has been a little more quiet, but has been spreading the wealth among her team members, trying to get them going one in Shackelford, as well as Beckham. Newsom still really hasn't gotten started for Mississippi State. As we are trying to figure out what the issue is. Maybe something with the ball now?
I think setter Ortega may have had a fingernail, a cut on her hand or something like that that caused her to bleed a little bit during that match. So I think they're just cleaning up the blood off of the court and returning back to play. But this is kind of a good thing for the Bulldogs to use this delay of game as kind of like a replacement timeout to talk about what that needs to be done. Slow the game down. Get back in line with our emotions, with our mentality, to go back out there, take a deep breath, and kind of start fresh this delay.
Blagojevich will serve for Mississippi State. Good serve from Blagojevich. Now the attack for LSU. Good play from Piles, and Mississippi State can't keep it alive.
Harness struggling a little bit on defense tonight for the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Bonifay will come in for Jones. The freshman from Covington, Louisiana. And out of play, too much on it from Beckham.
If you'll notice one thing about the Tigers, you'll notice that within the 6 that they have on, 24, Sophie Bonifay, a freshman from Covington, Louisiana. You have Bailey Ortega, who is a grad transfer. You have Jay Demps, who is a senior graduate player. You have Lainey Piles, who's a freshman. You have Lee, who's a sophomore. You have maybe 2 veteran players on this LSU Tiger starting lineup. And then you have the freshman libero from Indianapolis, Allie Kirchhoff. So this is a relatively young team for the Tigers, and to see them gel and play so well and as one unit with only 2 veteran presence players other than Robinson. But you have to also remember, Robinson is also a sophomore, so she is extremely young in her career, and for them to be playing as mature as they are, I would say they would be a weapon in the next few years for the SEC.
So a Mississippi State challenge on the previous play. This is one of those plays you kind of look at, if it goes in Mississippi State's favor, it might be a little swing in momentum. As for right now, all of the momentum in the hands of the Tigers. Still waiting from an official call. Journey Robinson up to 7 kills. Still only 2 blocks. Has been just about everything she has been advertised to be. Really one of the leaders of this team. Like you said, only a sophomore, but give her a couple more years. I'm not sure anyone in the nation is going to want to have to try and deal with her. Still no official signal. Nice little crowd in the new old Grissom building here on a Friday afternoon. A lot here to do in Starkville on a Friday. Actually, get the volleyball game, a soccer game later, and then Bulldog Bash. Ludacris headlining Bulldog Bash, which has gone on for years, and a lot of action in Stark Vegas on a fall weekend. And still waiting the call. I think we'll get it here, and it will be reversed. Mississippi State point. They'll say it was off of the hands of LSU. So a big break for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a good time to challenge that call. And the great thing about the challenge is if you win the challenge, you also get to keep it. So she got a free timeout out of it. She got the point back, and she got to keep her challenge play for the rest of this set. Now let's see what the Bulldogs can do with it. Out of delay of games, they've kind of struggled to side out, whether it be missing a serve in the net or just a simple attacking error.
Bulldogs on the attack, blocked. Again on the attack, Beckham puts it in the corner.
Nice shot by Beckham. You saw her talking during that challenge play with assistant coach Aaron King, talking about that shot right there that she just succeeded in, going deep over the libero to make Robinson come to that deep corner and dig that ball. Because necessarily, if you want to think about whose ball that is, that wouldn't be considered the liberos. Especially at this level, your middle back is going to take care of the deep corners, because your wing players that play defense, like your libero and your setter, they have to take those hard-driven, sharp balls in front of you.
Angelina Lee sends it out of play, so Mississippi State ties it up at 14 apiece out of the challenge. Mississippi State on the attack. Beckham just out of play. Same idea as her previous kill, just not the right execution.
Yeah, that was a great swing by Beckham. I think she missed the line or the hands of that outside blocker for the Tigers by maybe a couple of inches. So I would mark that as a really good aggressive swing.
Trying to go right back to Beckham, and Lee and Piles send it back. Newsom trying to answer, and she will do just that. A little much off the arms of Robinson. Good effort from Journey Robinson, just couldn't handle it. And a great play from the middle setter.
Yeah, smart play by Ortega. And that is all about court awareness as a setter. Where are they set up on defense? Where are their weak spots? And Ortega found that weak spot right over in front of the 10-foot line on left back.
Off the net, now the setup. Near side, Robinson. And that's 8 for Journey Robinson. Timeout taken by Mississippi State. And out of the challenge, we're finding some answers, tied it up, but now LSU jumping back out to a 3-point lead. Really struggling to find an answer to Journey Robinson and Jade Demps, along with Angelina Lee. The three of them have really scored at will.
I mean, it's hard to defend a volleyball team when three of their hitters out of the 6 or out of the 5 that they have up there are putting the ball away. So it kind of makes you think, who do I need to go to? Do I need to second guess myself on my block? Do I need to get there quicker? Who do I leave open? It kind of creates some doubt on the opponent's side when you have so many people that are hot that you can feed. That's something that State hasn't really had at all this match. They've had glimmers and moments where people are starting to connect and momentum is starting to shift, and then they kind of shoot themselves in the foot in the aspect of an unforced error there, an unforced error here. And so I think that's been the huge difference. And if I were the coaching staff for State, I would make a blocking adjustment. We haven't seen Robinson really paint the line from the outside pin that much. She's really tearing us up cross court. So if they were to move that blocking a little bit and kind of force her to score down the line just to change something up, that might not be a bad idea to see what she can do line-wise. We see what she can do cross. She can put the ball away and she can paint the 10-foot line. So let's take away what she's strongest at.
Out of the timeout, it'll be Laney Piles serving. Good serve from Piles. The attack is blocked. Trying to answer back. LSU keeps it alive. Robinson blocked. And the block at the front of the net between Smith and Newsom. So out of the timeout, an answer for Mississippi State.
You gotta kind of credit Jade Demps, though. She's a right side hitter playing all the way around. No, it's not uncommon, but it's pretty cool to see a right side blocker playing all the way around. Normally you only see that from an outside pin, playing defense and offense and not coming off of the court. So it shows how much trust Coach Johnson has in her to put the ball away and to redeem herself, just like you saw right then.
Off the hands of Smith and out of play back to the Tigers. The freshman libero Ali Kirchhoff serving. There's Schmidt trying to get back to work. Had 7 kills in set 1, and Robinson is going to pick up kill number 9.
There she is with that inside cross shot again, just pounding it cross court, making it really hard for anybody in the nation to pick up that ball.
The offensive setup, Shackelford, and a whistle. Mississippi State will pick up the point.
I will say the discipline at the net from both teams blocking has been honestly impeccable this match as a whole. I think that might have been the first, if not the second, net violation for both teams this entire match.
And again, Bailey Ortega just finding the weak spot, a little bit of deception, and she'll put it over the net and in for a point.
Yeah, that's a smart play. Setter one-on-one. You're taught that if the middle comes in from serving, you know defense isn't her comfortable suit or her strong suit, so go ahead and dump that ball over and get that free, easy point on offense.
Out of play, LSU takes a 5-point lead as they're looking to take set 2. Ortega, the transfer from Iowa, sends it into the net. And again, similar situation to set one. Mississippi State finding themselves down late in a set, has to go on some sort of run if they don't want to fall behind 2-0. The block, a whistle, and it'll be, I believe, a net violation against LSU, so point for Mississippi State. Solid way to start a run.
Don't think the Tigers were very pleased with that call. I think Robinson argued that that was the ball that went into the net.
And Harness sends it into the net. A serving error for Mississippi State. Now Journey Robinson hands it right back as she sends it into the net.
This point right here is huge. A free opportunity and a really good server for the Bulldogs. Blagojevich is a very consistent server in the aspect of getting teams out of system.
A lot of speed behind that serve from Blagojevich. Doesn't matter as Dimps answers for LSU. And now set point coming up.
The Bulldogs gone quiet here since about point 17 of this set. And that's something you don't want to see. You want to see that momentum. You want to see that fight. You want to see that grit. And it's very characteristic of the Bulldogs to be that team that has that fight and has that grip. I think they might just be a little bit in their head this match compared to all their previous matches.
So LSU will take set number 2. They'll take an early 2-0 lead as they take this one 25-20. Set number 3 coming your way in a couple of short minutes. LSU trying to take it in 3, or will Mississippi State find a way back? We'll step away. Set number 3 after this. back in Starkville. LSU takes a 2-0 lead. They have struggled early on in SEC play, but they have not struggled today. On top in every single category and really have looked flawless through sets 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, their only player that is hitting and make plays happen for their side of the court.
LSU searching for their first win in conference play. Mississippi State, on the other hand, big block though at the front of the net, goes out of play. LSU will take point number 1, but Mississippi State currently on a 6-game win streak. LSU trying to snap it early in conference play.
Yep, you see nice block set up by Blagojevich. She is someone that the Bulldogs rely on, especially the coaching staff, to put the ball away, especially when they're down. She is their third outside go-to, even though she is mainly a DS for this Bulldog team, transfer from Oklahoma. She's been in that role before as an outside where she can put the ball away. And so that just showed right there in that one rotation where they needed a point and needed to score to get back to the service line.
Blagojevich, only a sophomore, played in every game last season except one at Oklahoma. Mississippi State will pick up back-to-back points because they need to get out to a lead early. They don't want to surrender the match in straight sets. Blagojevich coming into this one, 15 aces. Only 12 kills picked up for 13 moments ago, and that's 3 straight for Mississippi State.
You see the Bulldogs' plan right there is to make Robinson pass. If she passes and moves inside of the court and then has to transition to swing, she's a little bit less effective.
By Smith. Near side, Newsom was blocked. The Yates can't keep it alive. Now Mary Neal will come in for Yates. Robinson to serve. LSU trying to keep it alive. They are able to. And a great attack from the far side from Ariana Beckham.
That's the Ariana Beckham that this Mississippi State fan base and the SEC knows. That long arm, that fast approach, and that high contact that really is very tricky to play defense against. Sometimes you never know if it's going to hit right at your feet or if she's going to paint that back corner. Nice dig by the middle.
And Rebecca Walk mistiming it. Might have thought Newsom was going to come up with it. And a big missed opportunity for Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's a communication error on the Bulldogs side. Something that we can't have, especially down 2-0. And with the momentum in the first couple points of this match, that's just what they've been battling with all afternoon, is just pulling themselves out of unforced errors and holes.
There's the setup and a good play from Newsom. Harness able to adjust and set Newsom up, and it pays off. Aaron Klein put in the game, and not entirely sure if we saw her in that second set, is a great play from Demps on the near side.
Yeah, smart play by Demps.
Jade Demps now up to 10 kills, is the leader in that category for the game. Is hitting .409. And a great block from Rebecca Walk. Far side setup to Piles, and it pays off. Blagojevich couldn't keep it alive.
This is where the Bulldogs have to capitalize on where the Tigers are at in their rotation during the set. You see you have Demps and Robinson, their two key offensive weapons, in the back row together. So if I were the Bulldogs, I would try everything in my power to utilize our offensive players by keeping the ball up and putting the ball down and making those two players play defense, because they can't swing unless they're in an out of system scenario. So keep them in this rotation as long as possible to where their best hitters are in the back row.
Point goes to LSU off the deflection. Now again knotted up at 6 apiece. The freshman Lainey Piles serving, has 6 kills in this one. And blocked on the far side by Rebecca Walk and Amina Shackelford.
We've seen that tip error on both sides of the net all afternoon, really. We've seen it a couple times from the Bulldogs, and then we just saw it there from Robinson. I think in their minds they're trying to be really aggressive and take those setters out, or those right back defensive players, but not giving it enough gas to get over those big hands in front of them, whether it be on the Bulldog side or the Tiger side.
And again, Angelina Lee with another kill. Came into this one with 97 on the season, has 6 of them, so has surpassed that 100 kill mark this match. Setting up Schmidt too much, out of play. LSU retakes the lead. Carly Schmidt had 7 kills in set 1. Is only up to 8, but a great kill on the far side from Shackelford.
Yeah, great swing by Shackelford. And a nice decision by setter Aaron Klein. That pass was moved forward, which kind of made the LSU Tigers think that the ball was going to go to the outside pin, and kind of reversing that flow to go to the right side got her that mismatch and that little bit of an opening to take that hard, aggressive swing from the right side pin.
LSU has to send it over, no real attack. Shackelford tries again. They'll give it Schmidt this time, blocked at the front of the net by Jones. Every time we're calling someone's name for LSU for a block, it feels like it's Jones. She's got 4 of them.
Yeah, she's been a huge piece to the defensive side, and as well as offensively. She's gotten some really good slide attacks. She's gotten some really good blocks and some really great touches. And to be a freshman speaks volume about her work ethic, especially as a freshman coming into a pretty competitive, well-oiled Southeastern Conference.
Well, good catch. The ball came our way, and Mississippi State ties it back up at 9 apiece. Blagojevich with the serve. Good block on the far side from Beckham. Here's Beckham, blocked by Robinson. Out of play, State catches a break. And it feels like it's only a matter of time before Blagojevich gets an ace. A very ferocious serve, good block on the far side. Robinson again, Robinson with the kill.
Yes, great kill by Robinson, but that is the first time she has scored down the line. So if I'm CC Harness, I'm kind of just, in my mind as a player, I'm like, okay, that's the first time she's scored down the line. I know what it looks like now. Let's move on, and I'm prepared for the next one.
Robinson with the serve. Robinson will pick up the ace. LSU on top, and that's back-to-back aces for Robinson. And again, Robinson with the serve. Tried the quick attack. Newsome keeps it in play. Good attack from Mississippi State to keep this one within reach.
That's a good swing, and also a really fast-paced tempo set to the pin that gave her the opportunity to get up quick and do that fast arm swing down the line to where the blockers weren't even there.
Far side blocked by Rebecca Walk. Out of play. So back to the Tigers. Bonifay with the serve. Blocked by Rebecca Walk again. Here's the setup to Walk. Sends it to that back line for a kill.
A little bit of a disconnect there from setter CC Harness to Rebecca Walk, but that just shows the veteran status of Rebecca Walk to be able to go up, even though the set's not perfectly there, and keep that ball in play by doing a high ball to that deep 5-6 corner. Sometimes it's not all about power. It's about where can I place the ball in the best spot to score, where no one is at.
Walk last season in the SEC was ranked 4th with a hitting percentage of .354. As the point will go back to LSU, and Mississippi State still having trouble with an answer, as that will go into the net for Newsome, and it will be a timeout. 15-12, Tigers up on top. Mississippi State looking to force a 4th set. We'll step aside. The rest of set 3 coming your way after this. (15-2), Tigers on top in set 3. They lead the match 2-0, looking to take an early season matchup from the Bulldogs in straight sets. We had the opportunity to talk to LSU head coach Tanya Johnson before the matchup, and really her message was we need to do better, play better, and they're doing just that here in Starkville.
Yeah, shows the character of this LSU Tiger team to kind of band together after a rough start to conference play and be like, you know what, we can flip our own script and we can create a new story. Even though we're 0-2, we have nothing to lose, so let's go out and play together, play as one, and they've done that tonight.
And a big answer from Kaylin Newsom. Out of the timeout, she'll serve as well and give the point right back, a little too much on it. It'll be Piles to serve. Schmidt with the kill. Took a while for her to get back into it, but there is another kill.
Let's see if they can keep on with this momentum and carry that to a tied ball game.
Schmidt picks up her 10th kill, the first in double digit for the Bulldogs. Shackelford trying to answer, and she does. Bulldogs pull within one. Three hitters in double figures between the Bulldogs and the Tigers. Robinson, Demps, and Schmidt. And another kill by Lee. Gives her 7. Trying to set up Schmidt. And now Robinson, the block. Schmidt again kept alive by Demps. Tries to send it back. Robinson got a piece of it. And out of play. Good discipline from Demps on the sideline just to let it go.
Yeah, that's a great dig by Demps. That's just discipline of getting to the right spot on defense and then letting everything do the rest of the work. She was in the right spot. She was stopped, not shifting her weight in any way on defense to get beat, and it resulted in the really incredible dig.
So timeout taken by Mississippi State. Journey Robinson, again, 10 kills in this match. Keep an eye on her. She has taken a couple of falls tonight and continues to play on. Again, leads her team in kills with 10. She's got 3 blocks to go along with it. Also has 9 digs. Her and Demps both 10 kills apiece, 9 digs as well. It's been quite the spectacle this afternoon.
We talk about the defense for both teams. Mississippi State known for their defense this season so far, whether that be blocking or from the back row. I think they've trailed a little bit in their back row defense. Normally have a little bit more of a better outcome from their outside pins playing some defense, but also from their two liberos, Neal and Yates.
Out of the timeout, LSU up 3. Good block on the far side. Now the setup, Shackelford kept alive. And now blocked, a big point for the Bulldogs. The block from Smith and Shackelford.
That play right there is a momentum shifter. This next point will be huge for the Bulldogs.
Nuss also had a great dig for LSU to keep that point going for as long as it did. But again, Journey Robinson comes back and answers.
Yeah, you see Journey Robinson, after that first stuff block by Arissa Smith, she nodded her head, said, all right, give me the ball. Got the ball back. You see that outcome with that great, huge swing cross court to McKenna Yates scoring. That's the kind of mentality and confidence in yourself and mental toughness that is a huge set apart of a great volleyball player and a good volleyball player.
Another good serve from Blagojevich, and another kill from, guess who, Journey Robinson. And Bailey Ortega, off of that kill, picks up her 30th assist of the match. At this pace, averaging 10 a set. Ortega alone, as Robinson sends it into the net. Ortega alone has 4 less assists than Mississippi State does as a team.
Yeah, that's good numbers from Ortega. Obviously, she's a very veteran, seasoned setter. She knows the game of volleyball, and she also has that personality of that leadership.
And a little too much from Robinson. I think they're going to say it went off of the hands of Newsome, so point for LSU. And the block on the far side by Lee and Piles as LSU is creeping closer to a match victory. Timeout taken by the Bulldogs, and they've got a lot of work to figure out coming out of the timeout. (22-18) as we near the end of set number 3, a 4-point deficit for the Bulldogs, only 3 points to go for the Tigers taking the match. And my oh my, Journey Robinson has been something special to watch.
Yeah, she's done great this entire match of staying consistent and staying aggressive and all of the things that you want from a 6 rotation player. But you got to give props to the rest of the LSU Tiger team. Everyone's done their job, everyone stayed composed, and everyone at the end of the day has scored points when their team needed them to, whether it be from Ortega taking the ball in control of her hands and dumping it over to getting a point, or that last block you see by Lainey Piles there on a very aggressive swing from Ariana Beckham. So kind of shows that them playing as a unit has what's been a huge set apart, as well as the top-notch performance by Robinson.
Robinson has also picked up her 7th double-double this season, 13 kills, 10 assists. Just continues to be a star for LSU. Newsome gets it over the net. I have not seen an official call.
I think there's a little bit of confusion whether that ball was hit into the antenna by the attack from Kaylin Newsome, or if she attacked it over in play and the right side blocker, it went off of her hand and then hit the antenna. That is one of those calls that is super close and kind of hard to judge. So I guess if they challenge this play right here, if they're not 100% certain on either call, they're gonna stick with the original call that was made.
And they're gonna say out of play, it was gonna be Newsome, so point for LSU. And I imagine we might see a challenge here with just a couple of points to go in set 3.
Yeah, I mean, a good challenge to call. It is one of those plays that could kind of go either way. But the official must be 100% certain that it was off of the right side blocker hand into the antenna, which then made that ball be called out of play on the Tigers rather than the Bulldogs. They have to be 100% certain if they're going to overturn that call.
So that is exactly what the Bulldogs will do as they trail by 5. And that call will be reversed pretty quickly.
Yep, that's the importance of being able to trust your players that you have in. Kaylin Newsome was very adamant and very confident that it was off of the right side blocker's hand for the Tigers. And so Coach Julie Dardennis having that trust in her to make that call resulted in the point change, and also she keeps the challenge.
Essentially a 2-point swing. They found themselves down by 5, now only by 3. Aaron Klein.
They're in a good position as well. They have Shackelford, they have Walk, and they have Newsome up there in the front row.
Demps, good dig from Blagojevich. And a whistle. Angelina Lee was struggling to get up. Stoppage of play, a jump ball. Walking a little gingerly, but getting off on her own power, always a good sign, and gonna stay in the game.
Yeah, I think she might have just landed on it a little bit wrong and tweaked that right ankle of hers. And when stuff like that happens, it's a scary moment too. So I think a little bit of that too was it scared her a lot.
Lee has 7 kills today, has been a big presence offensively. Demps trying to answer. Shackelford just sends it back over. Here's the attack, and a great play from Piles.
I would say that was almost too easy of a free ball given by Shackelford. If you're gonna give a team a free ball, I'm gonna make them work for it. I'm gonna put it in the setter zone to take out the setter. I'm gonna put it short to hopefully make their middle blocker come in and pick up that free ball. Not just gonna send in an easy super free ball to where the libero can just take it with ease and they can run whatever they'd like.
And it will be out of play, a little behind Newsome from the Klein set. And that brings up match point for the Tigers, 24-19. And Mississippi State will keep it alive just a bit longer. Newsome will serve the rest of the way. 24-20, LSU on top. And LSU will take it off of the deflection, 25-20. came into this one 0-2 in conference play, gets their first SEC victory and breaks the Bulldogs' 6-game winning streak. Anna, your thoughts?
I think the main difference was the LSU Tigers played together as one unit. This